It does hurt to admit that I'm not going to be able to functionally make a Ratcatcher Mark III. It does feel bad to admit that Mark III isn't happening. Did you honestly believe this wasn't going to happen? Because I actually did, I'm not going to lie. I go into more detail in my Widow's Bite build video. Be sure to check that out if you want all the information. But here it is, the Ratcatcher Mark III in Armored Core 6. Very excited and worried to be showing this thing off because every time I piloted it, it's been a stressful experience. Very, very little room for error. And the most challenging part about making this a reality was realizing I shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel. Go with what made Mark I and Mark II so good to begin with, and that is non-stop DACA and material superiority. Two mottos to live by. Might be wondering why I'm not assault boosting like crazy in their face. That's because, well, I don't have the luxury of being as bulky as Mark I or Mark II to tank all of these hits. Whew. Just out of reach for that. And it's over. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. If only I had twice the stability, defense, and health like the previous versions of the Ratcatcher. I already miss it. But hey, what it lacks in all of those values, it makes up for it in pure speed. It is the Schneider way, after all, at the expense of the pilot's safety. I do have a decent lead. Remembering I am not nearly as resilient as my build's brothers that came before it. And it's a good thing my pulse guns are able to do enough damage. Taking cover. I have no reason to rush you down, and I'm sure you're charging up the laser shoddy as we speak. Or not. Never mind. But that would have been unbelievably rude if you did pull it off. It's so funny. Now it's all about the long game. And not so much ending it within a matter of, well, however many bullets it takes to destroy my opponent. Oh, wow! I was staggered in the perfect angle. Any lower and they would have had me. Whoo, boy. I was convinced I was safe. The blast radius of that thing is still super tricky. You might look like you're out of reach, and yet you still get tagged by the explosion. Good times. Let's do this again. I need to have access to as much cover as possible. Nice. Oh, no, I don't want to be stuck there. Good thing you did not have a charged attack ready. Oh no, get out of the way. There we go. Look at all that damage build up. And now I have a comfortable health lead. Whew, well played. See what I mean about the stress? I am having such an adrenaline rush right now. I'm gonna have to calm down after every single match. Oh, I fought you earlier when I was still finalizing my build, and it seems you're still in your promotion phase. Post in the comments too, which is your favorite version of the Ratcatcher? As for me, well, I can't answer that because that's like choosing your favorite child. An impossible question to answer. What you gonna try to do, huh? Backpedaling? I'm equipped for that, and I missed the kick. Unfortunate. It's always so terrifying when I get staggered because it literally only takes a few hits to finish me off. Okay, luckily they didn't have anything to finish me there, but I can... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I can hopefully turn it around and catch up, but too little too late. Again, my build's survivability and resilience is Much, much lower. Wow, that was very close to hitting me. I forgot when we fought before, your charged linear rifle attacks were so on point, I was convinced you were aimbotting. And if it happens again, I might have to call you out on it. Love to see that damage. Oh, don't love to see that though. Whew, still in this. Still in this. It must be weird, right? Seeing a Ratcatcher build and not go all in on assault boosting. But remember, you gotta play to a build's strengths, and mine is more about speed and evasiveness. Ooh, that was again close. I'm worried you're gonna have more follow-up. Oh, okay, that's what I was afraid of, but I didn't get any counterattack for it, so that's fine by me. Always remember, when your opponent has assault armor, never get too greedy. I'm so glad I saved my expansion for this moment, because it is over. Ooh, there isn't going to be a matchup where I'm going to have an easy time, is there? It's always going to be high-octane action. Hustler won if he traded his iconic 9-ball AC for a double Zimmerman build. I'm not sure what would be more terrifying to deal with. Hustler won in his usual 9-ball AC or something like this. I mean, we are talking dual Zimmermans here. Have to be extra careful. Not like I haven't been. Ooh, you're going all in on the kicks because you know I'm going to be stunned, which will make it super easy to pick me off. I wouldn't even be surprised if you aimed the Zimmerman at the opposite direction and still found a way to hit me with it. Because no matter how hard I'm dodging, I'm still getting hit by it to a certain degree. Ooh, I had a feeling that you might be rocking that as your expansion. Alright, that went pretty well, even though I did lose half of my health as I was dodging like crazy, mind you. Did I mention there's very little room for error with my build? Oh boy. I did fight another Zimmerman build earlier too. I had an earshot. I did end up winning 2 out of the 3. Oh no. Got super lucky there. I did end up winning 2 out of the 3 times. One of them I had to run the clock because I was running out of ammo, if you can believe it. Then again, it was with a different loadout, not the one you're currently seeing. That was a close one. Normally I'd be kicking more often as well, but I have way more to lose than to gain from it. It does feel poetic defeating Hustler 1 with the pulse guns of all things. That's what you get for trading in your legendary AC, but I do have share codes of your previous versions. Oh, why I fought you earlier and you were lagging like crazy. I was using my non-finalized build of the Ratcatcher Mark III, but still the lag was crazy. And I'm recognizing the emblem too. I'm not sure if I fought this person in another video, but so far I don't see any lag, but doesn't matter. This build is armed tooth and nail with pretty much anything that can destroy me. The explosive thrower in particular prevents me from getting much closer, but I'm going to do it anyway. Ooh, I managed to get my expansion off just in time. Maybe I can turn it around after all. Desperately trying to avoid the explosive thrower. I have to pat myself on the back because that was an impressive comeback against the heavy Varel Tetrapod build. There isn't a whole lot I can do without being absolutely destroyed in the process. I mean, I barely had any health left, as you saw. Trying to keep a height advantage to make it difficult for... And there's the lag. There it is. I thought it might have been fixed, so I'm not sure if you're lag switching or if your connection just had a spike. Either way, that's going to be frustrating to deal with. And wow, you were staggered mid-lag spike. That was fun for me not to take advantage of. Must be nice teleporting like crazy. Waiting out the... Unless they're going to teleport towards me, I'm going to wait out the pulse armor. Oh, you gave up? Well, I'll trust you. I've been fooled before, but I will end it. And I knew it. I knew it. You all saw that. I never trust anyone ever again since I've been betrayed by other people that seem to be AFK. I've become cynical as a result. What are the odds I'm finding everyone I already fought today, but only the ones in heavyweight builds? Heavies in general are just that much more terrifying to face. With my current build, takes a lot of work and evasiveness just to make enough of a dent. Well, if I stay below you, I can technically have an easier time avoiding your attacks like the bazooka. I know if you hit me one time with that coral rifle, charged or otherwise, it's going to do a lot of damage to me. Now that you're grounded, I have to do as much damage as I can. Facing tetrapods in general, if they're grounded and they don't have a means to fight back, at CQC, you gotta go all in. Ooh, that was... both times that was close. Okay. Whew, that was very much a battle of who can apply the most amount of pressure. And as I said, bazookas are always going to be scary because when you dodge, they'll still hit you because of their proximity detonation and the game's netcode, obviously. But it helps to be... Case in point, I dodged that and I still got hit. Ooh, and there goes all of my health from, what was it, a couple of shots? Really have to make up for that damage now. Really have to make this count. If I even have any hope of winning this. Oh, it's over. Well, that's what happens when a bazooka's proximity detonation lingers just long enough for your pulse armor to go away and the damage catches up to you. I do believe staying low did help avoid most of the bazooka shots. Then again, I still got hit even when I dodged. I'm just gonna attempt to circle around you and make it difficult for your attacks to land. I think even if that coral rifle hits me when I'm not staggered, it's going to do a ton of damage. Alright, forced your expansion. Gives me extra room for making some mistakes, but not a whole lot. Oh, wow, that coral beam was on its way. Luckily, I got staggered as I was falling down. I'm going for it. Please don't miss! Thank goodness I didn't miss. So many times I would go for a kangaroo kick, and my opponent dodges right in the nick of time. Oh, GG's though. Ratcatcher Mark III certainly lives up to the legacy of its predecessors. but at the cost of tankiness. If I were to sum up each iteration, I would say Mark 1 is the perfect out to missile rats, but it struggles against heavier builds. That's when the Mark II came in. It solved those problems and can tackle some of the more pesky meta builds, especially the ones that utilize shields. And it's funny because prior to me finalizing this version, I did run into a couple of meta builds like Zim Shield, and the one that's close to Toku Robo replaces the LRB with the laser shotty. I don't recall the name. I'm sure it's called something equally ridiculous. But even though I won, I realized I need to incorporate the pulse weapons again, because that damage output is needed for something this glassy. I would say Mark III, in a nutshell, is if you want to play with the Ratcatcher on hard mode and really test out your skill in Armored Core 6 ranked PvP. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video, hype it if you can, it does make a difference, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until next time, take care.